Okay, so this is SIG Network Sub-Project Network Policy Evolution Meeting. Today is November 30th, 2020. I kindly remember you that this is an official Kubernetes meeting, so please be aware of the code of conduct, be nice with each other, and let's get started. So we have the network policy agenda here, and we have 3 items. If someone wants to add some other item, please feel free to insert here. So the first one is about newcomers. Do we have any newcomer? No? Okay, so let's move on. So the second one, I think that Jay and Abhishek has been reviewing the label theme, the network namespace, network policy by namespace by name, and the label proposal. And Jay, do you wanna speak a little bit about that? What you and Abhishek has reviewed?
What's up?
Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah, was just hacking on looking at it with Abhishek. I think we're just got to figure out one thing, and that is that I got to compile. I'm doing this right now. I got to figure out how to compile the code to figure out. It feels like the API machinery folks are implying that there's some kind of schema on read that we can do. I don't fully understand exactly how that's implemented, and I'm not 100% sure whether you get that for free in defaults.go. Like, you know, is defaults.go called on read or only on write? Is really my question, and I don't know if anybody here can answer that. But that's going to determine whether we can do the solution we proposed in the KEP, which is really simple, which is just modify defaults.go so that it always adds that label. And if we do that, we're fine. And we don't have to do anything else because we don't really even have to worry about going and setting old namespaces because anytime someone uses the API server to read something, it'll automatically get that label put on. So what's in etcd is basically irrelevant. That's pretty much the only question we have to answer. Everything else is just nits.
What about Jordan's comment about the controller to reconcile all namespaces? Are you doing this, or are you thinking about that either?
He made a comment about reconciling old namespaces, but I think we had 2 comments about that, I think one was in the context of backwards compatibility, which we have a hypothesis that defaults.go might automatically reconcile old namespaces for you because every time you read, you're going to get that label for free, even if it wasn't on the namespace. Now, I don't know if that's really the case or not, but, and then the other thing I think related to a controller was the idea that you could just prototype something like this with a controller. So kind of either one of those, I think, could work. But I mean, either one of those is valid, but I think the only one that's I think the only thing we need to worry about is can we get that schema on read thing working? Because if so, we're fine. Right? Because anytime you read the value, you'll get that label, right? And whether or not old records in etcd have that information or not winds up being irrelevant. And in fact, the idea of whether even that label is written to etcd seems like it would be irrelevant too, right?
Okay, right. Okay, so
I think the one thing that I'm a little bit unclear on is how to handle the version skew. For example, you have multiple API servers offering different, one's upgraded, the other the other one is not. So in this case, if a read is being performed or served by the older API version, it doesn't have the it doesn't have the the labels writing capability. So that's the only thing that we need to ensure, that doing it in defaults.go versus doing it in strategy like the prepare for update or create, whether that will solve the problem. I think Jordan was kind of alluding to the fact that if we use the latter, it might solve the case for both version queues. But I haven't tried that out, and I think Jay, you were going to try that out as well. If I after our call, you said that you'll give that a shot, right?
Yep. So I'm just gonna see. The thing is, Ricardo, I just got to see, like what happens when we actually implement this change. Like, what do the objects look like, right? We got to see it, and the biggest question winds up being: is there some hack we can put in there that makes it so that old objects that were there before we started have that label? And I'm assuming there's something in API Machinery that allows you to do that. A last minute modification, something you can do. Something in the translation somewhere.
So your way now is trying to make this change, even before we get this cat merged, just to see if this is plausible, right? Okay, got it.
There's just some stuff about API Machinery that we don't know that we need to figure out in terms of, because Tim and Jordan definitely seem to both sort of be in violent agreement about the fact that this is definitely going to work. So we just have to hack around and see it working for ourselves so that we can have the same intuition that they have around how it should work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that. Sounds good, like seeing it working before we.
Yeah, I mean, if we have time at the end of this call, I can show you all what I'm doing, and you can take a look.
Yeah. I think that we probably will have some time because we have like a short agenda here. Yeah. So the next item in the agenda is about the other cat reviews. Abhishek, do you want to make any review in the cluster scoped API, or you?
Yeah, last week was a short one, so we canceled the meeting. We should be resuming this week. So hopefully next week we'll have a better update on this.
Okay. So about the port ranges, I'm just waiting for some sort of improvement. I think that Andrew is not here today. He told me that he was going to take some time off this week, but I think that we have reached some agreement about the port range. I just can't see if we got the agreement that exceptions can be dropped right now. So I have tried to search about the security policies of my company and put here like that. In my case, and I work in a pretty restrictive environment, so the default blocking policy covers like 8 ports. Mostly of them are regardless file sharing and the remote command like RSH, that's those old ones, extern. So having 8 port ranges, I think that it is plausible, even if we put them in the cluster scoped network policy later, like in the future, this is the network policy. If you can allow anything but those ports, like having those as a port ranges, as a port range fields, arrays, like 8 arrays. So I'm just waiting for last comments from Tim and Andrew, and I think hopefully this is going to get merged and we can start. I will probably start working into this also, so I can like take a look into how he's developing API Machinery stuff, even if this is just adding a new field. Okay, so we also have the service selector. I don't think that anyone got this one, right? We are still missing someone to get this to write a cat, right?
Hi, Ricardo. This is Satish. So yeah, so I mean, I don't have any context about the service selectors, but happy to pitch in there. Like, I mean, happy to take it. I mean, I'm actually pretty new to this group, so I don't have any context about the service selectors and what's the motivation behind it. But with enough information provided, I think I'll be able to pitch in.
We definitely need an owner. So like we've had a few people sign up to own this thing, but nobody's really actually done the work of owning it. So I'll say what I always say, which is that like anybody in this group will totally help you. But you know, it's just like anything else. It's like we just need someone to really own it. You know what I mean? And make it happen. You'll have all the support you want, like technically, and you could get on the phone with me or Ricardo or Abhishek, and we'll help you with whatever you need to do and give you context for it and everything else. It's just a matter of, do you have the time to dedicate to it? You know what I mean? To really making sure that it happens.
Exactly. Any help is really welcome, Satish. So welcome. I have sent you the the use case about the selecting pods via services, and this is on the chat. I don't know if you are in Slack. I think so. So feel free to ping me. Feel free to ping Jay, to ping Abhishek, any of us. If you want to start writing a document in like collaboration with us, it will be really
Sure,
really
sure.
welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Yeah,
can.
thanks, Jay and Ricardo for.
Yeah, Satish, to add to what Jay and Ricardo said, I think there are a couple of other user stories also that needed some owners. So, whatever you feel more comfortable with, or you think that is more important, like there is nodes,
Mhm.
the ability to select nodes or apply policies for nodes. The service selector is one, and then I think Ricardo has shared the document which has a few more user stories. So, whatever you find that whatever you think is more interesting to you, and then maybe we can jump on a call and discuss more.
Sure, sure. Thanks, Abhishek, for the context.
What's your time zone? Where are you at?
Uh, I'm actually in PhD.
He's in California
It,
time, right?
yeah, Pacific. Yeah.
Cool.
All
Yeah.
right, great. So
So
I've sent.
Abhishek, did you want to mentor him on this if he's doing it? Is that works for me? I mean, usually it's
Yeah, whatever topic that
you,
he's
you,
Satish you like.
but
We
yeah,
can.
why don't you just reach out to Abhishek on Slack and say, hey man, let's do this. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure,
it's
sure.
gonna be an
Definitely, that
interesting
works
thing
for
to
me.
write, man. It's gonna be a fun project for sure. Are you reasonably familiar with network policies and stuff? Have you used them before, or do you need help getting started with them?
Yeah, so I've used them before. I mean, I'm actually a part of the GKE networking team here at Google.
Oh, great.
So yeah, I do have like some context about the network policy and yeah stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. Great. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. We really need someone to step up for this, man. It'll be really interesting.
Okay, great news. So okay, so I think we are done with the agenda right now. Anyone wants to add something? Otherwise, we can see what's going on with Jay's hacking. We can also stop the recording and stay here like hacking things. Anyone? Okay, today was really fast. Probably folks are in the holidays mood, right?
I mean, I guess we could maybe record a little bit of the hacking if someone wants to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might be interesting. Maybe end 15 minutes early. We have another 20 minutes or so, 15 minutes.
Sure. Okay, folks. So let's get started, Jay. What's going on with your cap? I'm gonna stop sharing here.
Yeah, I'll share. All right, you all see my screen, right? So I did. The only thing I really modified was I modified the package APIs for.
Can you put a better coloring?
You don't like green, Ricardo?
I can't see anything.
What do you? Let's see. We should vote on this. How about this one?
Yeah, this one is better.
Wait, A or B? It's like being at the optometrist, right?
Come on, Jay.
This one?
Yeah.
You like this black one? All right. Ah. Here we go. That's all I changed right here. Right? So I just want to see if this works. All right. So what I'm doing is
I think I've never used the local up cluster.
you never use local up cluster?
No, I usually compile things and put in kind imaging.
I'm switching up on you. Sorry. I just got to see if I can get something that's easier to higher contrast. There we go.
Okay, this is good.
There we go. All right. What was that? Ooh, that didn't look nice. Seems like it printed out. Unsupported value always. Something. I wonder if someone somehow hack local up cluster is broken on head right now.
I can try. Yeah, let me check out here.
What's that?
I'm gonna try to compile here.
Yeah. So, anyways, for those of y'all that are, oh, I know what it is. I think it's that something is wrong with your DNS input. Git grep. Something is wrong with. Yeah, I remember this, and the reason I remember this is because. Yeah, there's something when you run hack local up cluster that you need to have the kubedns stuff set up correctly. But you know what? We don't need that, right? So we actually don't have to exit here because we're only testing one really stupid simple thing. So let's just see what happens if we run this without that exit. The only reason I know this is that I think I was the person that put that something is wrong with your DNS input into the hack local up cluster like a month ago for some other thing that I was trying to do. But so I'm assuming this is going to come up, and the experiment I want to do here is DNS is invalid. Something wrong with DNS input. It looks like it exited again, but I thought I commented that out. What I just want to see here is that the default namespace gets, for example, gets a label put on it, because that would have come up. Actually, no, the default namespace is actually being created. This is tricky because all these infrastructure components are being created after this thing is already up and running, right? Because of by the fact that I'm spinning it up from source. So the only actual way to test this would be actually to compile the Kube-based API server and then copy it into a running cluster, right? So this
Probably bootstrapping a KubeADM cluster.
what's that?
Probably bootstrapping a KubeADM cluster and copying the Kube API server to it.
Yeah, it's like something like that. We just got to do, yeah. I mean, or we could do it in kind, anything. We could also do it in local up, right? We could, but anyways, it'll come up in a second, and then I should just be able to once this API server comes up. Okay, cool. So I should be able to, yeah, it seems like it's running. I just have to do this kubectl.sh, wherever it is. It looks like this falls, this is the problem, but where's my kubectl?
I don't think you need, that's,
Oh, here it is. Yeah, there we go. So I should be able to do cluster kubectl.sh. I gotta do the set context thing. Cluster kubectl or config.
why don't you copy and paste everything, Jay?
I know. I don't know, man. I don't know why I'm doing this. Well, so the reason is because it's not calibrated somehow. So once I started screen sharing, have you ever had that weird thing where you get where you try to copy something and it's like 3 lines above? I'll try it anyways though. Okay, actually it is working now, so I can just copy paste it. Okay, you're right. You're right, Ricardo. I was wrong.
See,
You figured it out. Okay, so I can get the labels, right? What do I do? How do I get labels?
-o YAML or YAML. Print out the YAML, yeah.
Let me see the whole YAML. Okay.
Yeah. See?
Looks like I got it, right? So
Yeah, it's working.
I mean, this does it, right? So this does it. Now the question winds up being, this is running, right? So then is there a way I can patch the question would be if there was a namespace that was already running.
Yeah, so I think this is the comment from Jordan about the reconciliation thing, right?
Yeah. The old namespaces, I guess. So
yeah.
How would I do that? There's got to be an easy way to do it.
If you try to remove the label, what happens?
That's a good.
Because you didn't put the validation code that.
You're right. You're right.
Team...
You're a genius, Ricardo. You figured it out. That's exactly what you need to do. Edit. Okay, now let's get rid of that label, right? Let's see if this runs. And if this works, then everything works. It worked. That's it. Okay.
Insert it again?
And I'll go home. It just came back. Abhishek, are you watching right now? Look at this.
I'm listening to you.
What if I do one of the...
heard you said it was.
Now let's just, okay, now, yeah, it's just, I don't get it. It's magic. Totally.
I think the only thing that, the defaults go, it seems like it's working, right? I think the only concern is that the mixed API server versions, like the one which does not have this code, and if that is serving some namespaces, then how does it react to that? And from Jordan's comment, it seemed like if we use the prepare for update method, we could potentially address that. That was the thing that I wasn't quite sure because I have never tried that.
I mean, in this case, though, we're doing exactly what Jordan suggested, I think.
This is what Tim suggested and Jordan kind of agreed.
Yeah, it's like
But he did leave a comment on the version skew section, which kind of handles, which kind of is satisfied by doing the changes in the strategy.go.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming, we'll see. I'm assuming they're not going to push back too much on that, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think they are, feel free to like correct me. I could be wrong, but like I feel like
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you.
this is it. Ricardo, it's over, man.
Yeah, great. I'm going to start hacking into the endport. So as soon as this is also approved in the CAP, we are going to merge it probably as alpha and V1 21. Yeah, great. Great job.
Yeah. So I feel like, let me see.
Also, if someone wants to pick this up, like the endport when this is approved, I don't care like not having this as my code. So please join me.
How do we? Okay. So, I mean, I guess we can kind of close out. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that's all I got. Abhishek, Ricardo, anybody else, if y'all want to maybe stay on after this and talk more, we can. I think Abhishek, Ricardo, and maybe you can I think Abhishek mentioned there's a couple of things he's going to clean up, and then I can clean up this part of it. And then I feel like we're pretty close, but I'm happy to hang out more if y'all want.
Yeah, we can speak tomorrow. Sure.
Tomorrow's fine, yeah.
Okay.
Hey everyone, I would just like to introduce myself. Sorry I hopped on late. I couldn't figure out the meeting password, but I'm Andrew. I'm from Red Hat. I'm a software engineer at Red Hat, and I've been working a lot on network policy and upstream of in Kubernetes. So thought I'd hop in here and try to help out where I can. So I should be around from now on.
Oh, cool, Andrew. We've worked with some folks over at Red Hat before, for sure. We were working on some network policy stuff with Antonio and stuff. Are you in that group or?
Yeah, I'm pretty adjacent to them. I'm working with the OpenShift networking team right now, but I'm part of the Octo team, so kind of
Cool.
buzzing around.
Yeah, we have this policy validation suite that we were just running on OVN Kubernetes about 3 weeks ago, and we found a bug and we helped you all fix it. And
Right.
so I need help getting that finished, the reviews finished on that PR. So
Yeah, if you want to link it, I can give it a look.
I mean, if you had an OpenShift cluster, I'd love to know that we had passing OpenShift results because we've passed it on other clusters.
I don't have a long-standing one, but
Yeah.
I can spin up temp ones.
Oh, okay, cool. Are you available to chat like 10 or 15 minutes after this call?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So I think that's it for now, folks. We are in the end of the agenda today, and see you all next week, next Monday. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe.
All right, see y'all.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.